In the first part, we already talked about 5 points. In the second part, we will talk about the remaining 4 points. That is case competition, placement days, job roles and industries, and then job salaries. If you're studying in IIMs, another thing which is very common there is participating in a lot of company competitions. For example, Amazon, KPMG, Pepsi, all these companies would come out with different global B school competitions where you could participate, and depending on how far you go, if you win, you do have a very solid chance of getting a pre-placement offer. And these competitions also teach you a lot because these competitions are usually based on a very realistic case which you have to solve, and you work in a group, and it is a really good experience. In Master in Management in Europe, the problem is that because your placement cell is not so much looking into all the different aspects, a lot of time you would not know about the different competitions happening. Now, of course, if you know about the competitions, you could still make a team and apply for that and compete. But because all the information is not gathered and given to you in a single place, a lot of time you just miss these opportunities. The biggest benefit of studying in IIMs when it comes to job is placement days. What happens is that in IIMs you have a very strict placement process. That means the companies are allocated different time slots where the companies need to come. The whole process is arranged, and the infrastructure is provided by IIMs, so you do not have to go anywhere. All the companies would come within a few days to the campus. They would have specific time slots, and they would do a short list of the students, and you would do a short list of the companies. And then you would go back to back in different interviews, group discussions, and within a few hours you would most probably have a job. Compared to that, in Master in Management courses across Europe, you usually have a job fair. In job fair, the companies come mostly to promote themselves. Job fair also happens for 3 to 4 days. You could see a lot of different companies having all of them would have their own booths, and you could visit them, talk to them. They would tell about their companies. They would give you a few brochures, a few goodies, but that's it. You cannot directly apply there. You cannot get shortlisted and get the job there. If you're talking about the different kind of job roles and the industries which come, in IIMs you would find the complete bandwidth, the complete variety. That means you can get opportunities to get into consulting. At the same time, you do have opportunities to get into investment banking, as well as in FMCG, in marketing, in operation, in IT, in general management roles. Everything is possible. It is also true for Master in Management, because here mostly it depends on you, what you want to do and where you want to apply. The complete industry is open for you. You could apply wherever you want. An interesting difference when it comes to salaries in IIMs, you could actually expect a very good salary in comparison to the other salaries which are being offered in India. That is because IIMs have a minimum salary requirement that the companies need to offer if they want to be participating in the on-campus placement for a particular IIM. That means that mostly the top of the top companies would participate, and they would offer a very good salary when it comes to on-campus placement. If you talk about Master in Management, because there is no such restriction, that means any company who is offering a job is allowed to participate in a job fair. There might be some conditions. I'm not aware of everything, but mostly you would see that in the job fairs there would be company who would be offering any kind of salary. Usually all these salaries are still okay for beginner roles, but of course you cannot assume that just because you are going to a job fair you would get best of the best salaries. Usually they are just the industry salaries, and the job fairs are just an opportunity for the companies to present their case to you and for you to kind of get into contact with a particular company. Thanks a lot for all these comments and questions. I do try to reply to them as fast as possible, and I also try to make a note of all these questions so that in the upcoming videos I'll try to answer them one by one. So please keep the questions coming, please keep the comments coming, and watching the videos, and I hope I'll be able to answer almost all of the questions that you've asked till now. Although every university in India as well as in Europe would give you some placement statistics, and all these education consultants would take these placement statistics to justify one university against others, you should always take these statistics with a grain of salt. The reason is that most of the time these are kind of inflated to give you a very good story of a university. A very good example is that a lot of European universities would always claim that there are quite a lot of job opportunities, but they miss to tell you that the job opportunities depend on how good you are in a specific language. For example, if you're coming to Germany and studying in any Master in Management or MBA course, there's a very high requirement that you speak very good German. If you don't speak good German, the amount of opportunities that you get would be very, very reduced. I'm not touching some of the very subjective aspects, for example, job quality, work-life balance, and I'm not touching that because they are very subjective. It depends on what you expect out of life and what the companies are offering. If you want to know my opinion, of course I could share. So depending on how many people are asking me that in the comments below, I would be happy to make another video on that. So on the comparison side, that's it. Now you might be wondering why then people select Master in Management courses when IIMs offer so much more when it comes to placement and job. The short answer is because money is not everything. You might get a lot of money when you graduate from IIMs, but then there are quite a lot of other aspects where Master in Management programs offer a better deal for students. Now, if you know about all these other aspects, you should definitely subscribe to me, because in the later on episodes, I'll go into the other aspects where you would see how Master in Management programs differ from IIM, and a lot of time they might even offer better deal. So that's it for this time. I'll see you the next time. See ya.